Okay guys, so here is a tutorial that I promised some of you guys. It is taking a rigged character in Mixamo, having an animated inside of Cinema 4D, and then fracturing him. And I'm going to show you how to do this in a few steps. It's not too complicated, but it does require you to kind of pay attention to what I am doing in the tutorial. Okay, so here I am in Cinema 4D. I have a plane and I have a robot grouped into a single object. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go back, and what I want him to do is to freeze right about here, right as he leaves the ground, and I'm going to freeze him, and then he's going to shatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, I'm going to select the robot model, and I'm going to go to current state to object, and it's going to create a copy of my robot as it is in that position. And so this character, I'm going to rename it robot fracture. That way I know that this guy is the guy that's static, he's not moving, he's just frozen in time like that. And this is the guy that I'm going to work with. Okay, I'm going to make him invisible, and what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to add a keyframe here. So I go to the robot group, and I'm going to turn it off, the visibility, add a keyframe, go one keyframe back, and then I'm going to turn it on. His visibility is going to be on, and I'm going to make keyframes also here, and then I'm going to go to the beginning of time and add keyframes at the beginning for the on state. And I don't know if you need these, but there we go. So we play it, and he disappears right at frame number 29. And this is where I'm going to bring in the frozen robot. Okay, so right now the visibility is off for this guy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this frame, and I'm going to turn the visibility on, and I'm going to keyframe this. And I'm going to go a frame back, and I'm going to turn the visibility off and add keyframes also. One back, and then off, and keyframes. And there we go. And now we go to the beginning of time, and also keyframes off and off. And okay, so let me just play it. Boom, that one disappears, and then this one remains. Okay, see what I'm doing? See what's happening? The animated one stops at frame 28, disappears. It doesn't stop, it just disappears. And then I bring in exactly the next frame, I bring in the frozen one, and he just remains in place. Okay, let me select him, and I'm gonna select robot fracture, and I'm gonna go and grab my Voronoi fracture. I'm gonna bring it down here, and I'm gonna make the robot fracture a child of it. And already you can see that it's already affecting this guy. And what we need to do is we need to add keyframes exactly where my keyframes for the visibility of this robot is. Okay, so I'm at 29 under the basic tab for Voronoi fracture, enable it, keyframe. And I'm going to go I'm going to go frame back, and I'm going to disable it, meaning it's not affecting the now at the beginning of time also another keyframe with it disabled. Okay, I'm going to add a simulation tag, a rigid body, and exactly the same keyframes that I added for the Voronoi fracture. I'm going to enable the keyframes. So at the beginning of time, I want it disabled, keyframe. At the 28, I want it disabled, and then at 29, I want it enabled. So all of these are coordinated. All three of these elements have the same keyframes. And there you go. That's exactly what I want. That's it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little section of this to this tutorial where we show how as it freezes and it fractures, it moves. We can set it in motion, forward or up or down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it just falls down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my dynamics tag, and I'm going to activate under the dynamics tab, I'm going to activate custom initial velocity. And what I wanted is I wanted to go up and forward. So I'm going to tell it on the y-axis, go 15, and then angular velocity also 15. And then on the z-axis, I'm going to go negative. See, let's try it like that. So it goes a little bit up as it kind of freezes. It goes up about 15 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move on the z-axis. Interesting, it's a negative 20 so that it could go forward. So there you go, boom. Really nice little animation. As he freezes, he goes up and forward. So there you go. If you're looking for that effect, that looks really good. Let me add a cube so you can see that he is dynamic. So we're gonna add a cube here so he can interact with it as he's like fracturing in midair. He's gonna run into this this cube, this rectangle, and he's gonna kind of impact or interact with it by just kind of hitting it, and then it's just gonna completely break apart. So I'm gonna position it right. I want to see where exactly this guy breaks apart. So I'm gonna put it right here in front of him. As soon as he the Voronoi fracture comes into play, I'm gonna go to tags, simulation, collider body, because he's not gonna be moving. It's just a collider body. Okay, let's try it out. Boom. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too low. Let me go back and position him a little bit higher and more, a little bit forward. Let's see. Nice. Okay, that's kind of what I want. Let me turn around over here and just kind of move it into a better position. That actually looks really cool. Maybe a little bit higher so that you can hit him on the chest or something. I don't know. But that looks pretty cool. Okay, I think you get it. You get the idea. You know, it's fracturing in midair and then just running into something. But it could be landing on something or whatever it is that you wanna do with it. Anyways, I hope you guys get to try some of this stuff. Thank you.